Wakey.
Welcome back to I'll Make a Stay Out of You, the podcast where we record so many episodes in a row, all in one day.
I didn't think that we were going to publicize that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. People are going to know. It's going to be fine.
Yeah, I also thought that, we have to do it. Otherwise, there won't be any content out there for this period of time. However, I feel like the delay that we have, usually there's several days before we record again. So
right.
There's a lot of things that happen that we can talk about on the episode. So these episodes are going to be mostly strictly business because we're just not going to have any stories or topics to fill the void.
Says you.
Maybe, I don't know.
Right.
We'll see. I mean, we do have a little game to play later on in this episode as a result of the content that we watch. So
that's true. It's going to be good.
Yeah,
we're gonna enjoy it. All right. So we just got done watching the first 2 episodes of SKZ Code. It's the Winter is Coming episodes. What'd you think? Was it good? Are they funny?
Yeah, I mean, all right. So here's the thing that is a little upsetting, I guess, is that Game of Thrones references used to be the hotness.
Right? Yeah.
And then the last season happened and everyone fucking hates it now. So
I believe it was already passé at the time when this came out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But maybe not in South Korea. Maybe people were just like, no, that was a good ending. I like the ending.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still like Game of Thrones and at least the first, 5 seasons were good. So at least they give us that.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it was good. It was funny. I like that they each kind of took their own, name in Game of Thronesified it.
Yeah. So. Which I did write down most of them.
Good, because I did not. And I thought that I should, but, I didn't.
Did I get them all? Did I repeat one? What do we... I did. Yeah, I totally did. So I wrote down some of them. The only ones I did not write down was Sungmin's. Whoops.
Okay.
It was Targaryen Hyunjin.
Yeah.
We got Grayly No, which he dropped halfway through the episode. Felix was Feli. Han was Han Rathian. In was Irel. Bangchan was Chris Stark, who then became Tony Stark of House Chris Stark.
Yeah.
And then Changbin was Shortel, because his name is Changbin, right? SEO. So they took his first name and slapped it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that Sungmin's was House Minister.
Yeah, Minister
instead of Lannister. But it just looked like minister to me, so that's why it kind of didn't. It's
the word. It's literally the word minister, except it has 2 Ends. Right?
2 ends, right? Yeah, exactly.
So.
Yeah. So this was a crazy episode. They had a little snow hill that they built, like a fake snow hill, and then provided a bunch of challenges, and they were basically going to try and determine who would be the king based on the outcome of the challenges. And it was fun, and they all each challenge exemplified a part of the ideal king. Yeah, which is fitting considering Kingdom is coming, and at this point it would have been announced that Kingdom was coming.
Oh, well, and they say winter is coming.
They did say winter is coming at the end, but Yeah, we'll get to some Kingdom stuff pretty soon on an episode really soon, so that'll be fun. I did we probably should have checked in on this earlier. Maybe. I mean, it's early. You had said that maybe you would have a top song.
I didn't. I thought about that too. Because I messaged you I don't know, earlier this morning, and I was like, should I prepare anything? And you said, your body, some water, snacks, Dwaki to keep you company.
Yep.
Which I have, of course.
That sounds right. Yeah.
And then I thought I should go listen to the album, and then
so you did.
I did not.
Okay.
Okay. Look, I had ordered some breakfast, and it was on the way, and then I went downstairs to get it, and then I watched some What We Do in the Shadows with Anna, and then I came back up here to start recording.
The movie or the TV show?
The TV show.
Oh, have you watched the movie?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I've watched neither.
Oh. Yeah, the movie. So a lot of people, I feel like, don't like the movie just because the humor is kind of unique. I think the movie's hilarious, but but it is pretty, like, it's pretty dry,
Yeah.
But the TV show, oh man, it is so much better than the movie. It's so funny. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I highly recommend What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show.
Yeah. Well, I'll check it out.
I mean, you should watch the movie just to see, like, where it came from.
I'll watch both. I'm happy to watch it. Jeanette's been asking to watch it for like a long time.
Yeah.
And we haven't. There's not like a reason we didn't, other than recently we watched Severance, the Apple TV Plus show.
Yeah.
Which kept me on the edge of my seat the entire time. And then when it ended, it was like the biggest cliffhanger I've ever seen on TV. And which is crazy because it's basically like a dark office drama, or not even office drama. It's like The Office. Like, it's got like a weird sense of humor that's also off-putting. I don't know. I don't know how to describe that show to people, but like, other than being really good and kept me like just into the world the entire time. So yeah. Anyway, that was good. I have some things I want to say. I'll have to remember that I want to say these things about, we'll call it my attempt this morning to record the Stray Kids concert, because today was the day they were rebroadcasting it.
Oh, okay.
And attempt being the key word. Yeah. And then I don't know. There was something else that I wanted to bring up, but I'll bring that up later. Let's talk more about what was going on with the episode SKZ Code Episode 1.
I think we can kind of combine episode 1 and 2 together, because it's kind of the same story.
Thing. So, yeah, it's the same basic story.
So the first challenge was strength, right? Isn't that what they said?
Yes. The first one was strength. Yeah.
So they had to run up the hill, get the flag, come back down the hill, avoiding the other members who can attempt to block them.
Yeah, after about 3 seconds or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And then put the flag in the ground at the bottom in a particular spot marked by a circle.
Right.
That's the objective of this challenge, the strength challenge.
Changbin was picked to go first, and did so well. He actually did pretty good on this one, even though, spoilers, he did not win. But I felt like he held his own. I don't think he was falling all over the place. He didn't really have anyone block him too badly. But I think that after he went, people got the idea better and were able to try and execute, like, either just going as fast as they can or trying to juke people a little bit. My favorite, of course, Lino. Who didn't? I think he was the worst at it. He had the slowest because he had a really slow time getting up. But on his way down, Han tried to block him, and he raised up the flag like he's gonna stab him. And Han just turns around, and he's like, "No!" He runs away. And I think he also, when he got to the bottom, IN was laying on top of the spot where they have to plant the flag.
Yeah.
And so he just planted it right on IN's butt. So he just stabbed it right in there. And he's like, ah!
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Oh, I love it. It's so good. He's hilarious. Oh, man. Yeah.
But the winner, I didn't really understand the rules at first because, like, you know, it wasn't a very, it's not like they were getting physical, but they were using their bodies to block. So I don't know. It was, I still don't really understand the rules. Like, what were they allowed to do and what weren't they allowed to do, you know?
Yeah. Anytime they do these physical challenges, it's one of those things where you kind of go like, look, they're all idols, and so I don't think they want to get that physical with each other because, like, what if you trip someone too hard and then they fall and get hurt? But I say that. Meanwhile, in the Finding SKZ God edition, Sungmin did a slide tackle and knocked down Lino. Like, so I don't know. Like, I guess it depends on how chaotic it's getting. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But Bangchan, as you were alluding to, was the ultimate winner and became the king.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For a small period of time.
For that challenge only.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He did good. I mean, like, you know, it was well earned.
Yeah.
And I felt like he was a good king because him as king made the next challenge much more entertaining for me.
Mm-hmm. What was his final time? Like 23 seconds?
Yeah, it was really shit. Yeah, they were all trying to make him nervous. They were like egging him on, being like, "Oh no, Bangchan, he's the oldest, so he's gonna get. I think he's gonna get a sub 10-second time. I think he's gonna get." And then the next closest person, I think, was Felix, who had gotten like 30 seconds, which was just below Hyunjin, who had 32. So like up the hill, grab the flag, back down, plant it. That's pretty fast.
Yeah.
But no, Bangchan takes it pretty seriously, and he goes for it and gets there. Yeah, 23 seconds. That's pretty fast. So there you go. He earned his crown for this challenge. Yeah,
without cheating.
Without cheating. I don't know what you're talking about. Nobody cheats in these shows. It's not a thing that happens.
Yeah.
So the next challenge was a sledding challenge where they had to hop on sleds and slide down the hill while carrying a pitcher of water, and then they would basically be ranked based on how much water was left when they got to the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
And if you watch like no other Stray Kids reality content, which I think you should watch all of it, but if you watch nothing else, like these episodes and specifically this challenge where they're all like desperately trying to hold on to it and water is shooting everywhere and they're getting wet, it makes me laugh so hard every time. It's great. Yeah. Except for Felix. Felix does not spill a drop.
Yeah. Felix did very well.
But yeah, I thought Lino's again was really good in this one, just because like he went for it and got totally off the sides and was bouncing all over, spilled all over himself. I mean, not nearly as much as others.
Yeah.
Bangchan also was cracking me up because he leaned like all the way back and like spilled it. Not only did he spill a lot of his water out, but he was like leaned so far back that every time his weight would shift even a little bit, the whole sled would go off the side and then flip on him. And so he flipped it like twice and had to get back on it and then came up to the end. I forgot that when Lino did his measurement, Lino fell a bunch of times and lost a bunch of water, and so then he took a bunch of the snow from the hill and stuffed it into his pitcher to refill it, and then he brought it over, and the staff was like, yeah, you have to take all that snow out.
Yeah.
He thought he pulled a fast one, but yeah, they didn't let him get away with it.
Yeah.
The worst performers... the worst performer was Hyunjin, I'll say. The water spilled completely all over him. He didn't have a single drop left.
Yeah.
I think
his pitcher was empty.
empty, not a drop. I feel like Han deserves better. I think that they obviously he was ranked just above Hyunjin because he lost almost all of his water, and literally it wasn't high enough to measure a little like a line on the actual measuring.
Mm-hmm.
But they like wrote like on the text like his is like just a little bit of water and above Hyunjin. But I felt like he really took the challenge to heart. I feel like a lot of the other members, some of them was accidental spinning off and stuff like that. But like Felix, who won, he just like put his feet down as brakes and went slow down the hill. But Han, he was like, no, this is a sledding challenge. And he almost took out the fucking members. He came down so fast and like water was gone, but he like almost like Changbin jumped out of the way because he was coming right for him.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And that's why we stand Han. Yeah. He's an all-rounder. He's the one that takes being an all-rounder means you take sledding the most serious.
Right. It doesn't. Yeah. The water is irrelevant.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it was great. I fucking loved it. That challenge was awesome. Felix wins, and it does move us to the next episode where they do the swordsmanship challenge. The swordsmanship challenge, also hilarious. They spend a lot of time. They basically have like two parts to it. One where they have to do like a skit with their swords, and then the king at that time, Felix, has to decide on who or how many times they have to spin around in circles to make themselves dizzy, and then once they're dizzy enough, they have to grab their swords. They each have swords and run across. And there's little like snowman balloons hanging off the sleds, and they have to slap that balloon until it pops, which did not work out well for some people. In the who went first? The Lino and Sungmin battle I thought was funny and cute, but also Lino cheated, but it was for some reason acceptable this time. Because he went over to get Sungmin's balloon, he hit it, and then Sungmin's balloon flew away, and he was like, well, shit. And so he ran over to his own balloon and let it go so that it would fly up into the sky, and then it was like, oh, well, he got to the balloon first, so Lino wins. He moves on to the next round. And then we may see that return. Maybe. Yeah. It was good. I like that. We had talked about Bangchan when Bangchan and Changbin went. They because they're the older members, Felix and Han and a bunch of the other people. They wanted to make them spin around a lot, 20 times.
Yes.
And while we're watching it, well, after we watched it, Tom's like, "Hey, did you know that if you spin around in one direction to the point where you're dizzy, you can just spin the opposite direction and it will
reset your equilibrium."
Yeah, it resets your equilibrium. And I'm like, I said I haven't heard that, but I have heard that. I just don't necessarily believe it.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
How about we don't even have to do it in our chairs, to be honest. We can just stand up and spin. Either way, I'm going to have to take my headset off because do not have a wireless headset.
Yeah. This is going to be the most visual podcast with no video.
Yeah. It's also going to be the most active we've ever been
in our lives.
Yeah. So not in our lives, no.
Yeah, clearly we've played too much Dance Dance Revolution for that to be true.
Yeah. Among other things. But yeah, so we'll spin around 20 times, get dizzy. I mean, 20 times should make you dizzy, right?
Right. Yeah, I would expect so. I'm already standing.
Okay. I too will stand then.
I'm just bent. I'm bent down to my microphone so that you can actually hear me.
I don't know what I sound like right now, but I'm further away.
You're further away. I can hear you though.
I'm basically like in the center of my room. I'm surprised that my headset like reaches this far, but it is at its end. So I'm gonna take my headset off now. I'm gonna spin around 20 times. Actually, you know what? You go first.
All right, I'll go first. Yeah, put your headphones on. Let's go. All right, here we go.
And then let me know when you're dizzy.
All right. I know you can hear me because I can see it on the audio readout. All right, here we go. Ready?
Go.
Here, I'll do it the way that they do it, where they hold their arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a bad idea. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, oh God, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And back the other way. 1, 2.
That's it. Stop.
3,
Stop. You're good. You're good.
4.
You're fine.
5.
No.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Not
14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. I'm fucking so dizzy.
You did it wrong. You did it wrong. Okay.
We did not establish the rules necessarily.
Yeah. All right. Well,
was I supposed to do it 20 times both ways?
No. I said when I said this earlier, I said spin around a little bit the other way. A little bit.
I overshot it.
By a lot.
But I didn't have my headphones on. I couldn't.
Yeah, well, when you got to like 3, I was like, all right, stop. You kept going.
I thought I heard your voice, but it was so far away in my headphones I couldn't tell.
I should have shouted.
But you know what? I think I'm going to give it to you because I have kids.
I will do it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to listen to how I do it, and then you can do it, and then you'll know. And then you'll know.
Then I'll know. All right, go ahead.
All right.
Go for it. Hit it.
I'm taking my headphones off. Gotta scoot my chair over.
Tom's not listening. We can talk about spoilers now. I've got a decent
amount of room here. Okay, I'm gonna do 20 spins to my right, and then, or actually, I'll spin to the left. For some reason, I can spin left better than right. So I'm gonna spin 20 times to the left, and then I'm gonna spin like 3 times to the right, and I'll be completely fine. All right, I'm gonna go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3.
And no way.
I'm fine.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you feel okay and that you're not like falling over. What I was going to say is I do give it to you because even though I overshot it by a lot, I feel like it definitely in some way reset me back because like I was able to just sit down and be like, I'm fine pretty quick, which, I have kids, right? And so they're constantly like, let's spin right now. And they'll like want to spin around in circles and we're just go around and around and around and around. So I'm used to getting dizzy with them. But yeah, I'm going to have to use this this technique from now on. So we're getting dizzy. I'll just spin the other way a little bit and we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
I just thought it was like a brain freeze thing,
Where you don't believe that it's real.
Oh yeah, well, like I'd never tried it, right? So this was an experiment, but yeah, it's turns out it's fine. All right, well, they did not do that, so they were stumbling all over the place.
Maybe they don't know, Someone ought to tell them,
Maybe
for the next time that they have
them.
A spinning challenge.
Well, some of the news this is a perfect time to bring it up. Tom.
Oh yeah, I saw.
I've been monitoring, because there's one thing that we know about Bang Chun, and it's that he finds everything, no matter how small of a project it is, that Stay is making,
which we are,
and the podcast platform that we upload to gives us some analytics, general analytics of like, hey, a certain percentage of listens have come from this country or that country, right? Pretty sweet. Cool beans. We have a lot of like worldwide fans. They're awesome. But South Korea has never shown up. And I'm like, I've been, just happy and living in bliss, knowing that there's no possibility that Bang Chun has listened to our podcast. And then this week I refreshed, and suddenly South Korea is on the board.
Yep.
Is it possible that someone who is an English speaker in South Korea just happened to listen? No, it is not. There are only two possibilities, okay?
Oh, there's only two people that speak English that like Stray Kids in South Korea.
Well, it's not even that. It's just that there's only two possibilities. That's all I'm saying. There's only two possibilities.
Uh-huh.
One, I posted a clip of our last episode on TikTok, and it got like a pretty good response. I'm like happy with, like, people seem to think it was funny. It's not just me and Jesse and all of the pages in the stadium that thought it was funny.
Jesse and the Pages.
Jesse and the Pages. Oh man, great
That's
band.
A great band name.
Yeah. But because Felix uses TikTok more than anyone else, it could be Felix. But I also know that Bang Chun is like a sniper with finding content. So either it's Felix or it's Bang Chun. Mm-hmm. And what I want to say is, hey Felix, hey Bang Chun, if you're listening, join us discord.gg/inconceivable. We have a chat room where we can talk about stuff. You can pretend to be someone else. You don't have to come in there and be like, hey, it's me, Bang Chun, it's me, Felix. Just come in and hang out with us. It's cool. You're allowed. Come on in.
You're allowed. What he means to say, what he doesn't mean to say you're allowed. He means to say, right, you are more than welcome. In fact, we would love to have you join our Discord.
Actually, what I mean to say is, hey, you want to come in?
Yeah. But yeah, if you are our South Korean listener, regardless if you are Bang Chun or whoever you may be, we appreciate you.
Either Bang Chun or Felix.
Right. There's no other possibility.
Right.
Yes.
There's no other possibility. So whichever one of you. We see you, and we appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll see you in Fort Worth,
Yeah.
2 months. It's really close now. Which maybe since we're on the topic of just talking about Stray Kids and their current tour, I will bring it up now, is that they did you may remember that they had a concert that they did in Korea, and we paid for a live stream ticket to see it in advance, and then it would be in Korean time, so it would like start probably at like 2-3 a.m. or whatever. So we're not doing that. We have kids. We tried that with the last event, and it was really hard, and we had to go to sleep, and then we were tired for like 3 days. So the plan was to not record it, and then we could watch it whenever we wanted, just for our own personal use. And we got to the weekend when it was supposed to be broadcast, and we were like sitting there going like, okay, Sunday night, that's the night that we're doing it. And then Sunday came, and then Jeanette was like, oh shit, I got the date wrong because the international dateline, it was yesterday.
Oh no.
So the good news was also past tense, that they were going to do a rebroadcast of it like a month later.
Mhm.
That month later was today.
Yes.
So I set an alarm. It started at 6 a.m. this morning. I set an alarm for 5:30. Got up, set everything up to not record it.
Wink.
Wink. And I got it all set up, and I did not press record when it started. And then I was like, all right, I did my part, and I went back to bed, and I slept for like another hour and a half.
Mhm.
Logan woke me up, and I got up, came out to the living room, got him all set up, got him his stuff, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna go, I got the coffee running or whatever. I'm gonna go check on the recording, see how it's going. I come into the office, and I look at the screen there, and it just has like a big X on it, and it's like, hey, sorry, something interrupted the stream.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh, what? No. And so I clicked refresh, and luckily for me, the recording, or like the stream, was still going. So I was like, okay, well, I'll record the rest of it. I don't know how much of it got missed, but I'll find out later.
Mhm.
And by that time, it had been like, whatever, 2 hours. And so we had started already talking. I went out and got breakfast with the kids, all the stuff, right? And the stream went for about 4 hours. So the amount of money I spent on getting tickets for the concert is of no consequence. That concert is going to be 4 hours long.
Jesus.
Like, that is a long show.
Yeah.
So great news. It finished. I hit stop. This was like right before we got together to start recording. I hit stop, and I opened it to find out, okay, well, like, when did the error happen? Like, maybe I didn't miss much. It happened about 30 seconds after I hit record.
Oh my God.
If I had just stayed in the office and just like, I'm going to watch the opening, I would have been able to hit refresh and then caught like the entire thing. And instead I missed about an hour and 40 minutes.
Damn.
So, oh well. I mean, ultimately it doesn't hurt me that much, because like I'm gonna buy the Blu-ray. Like, I'm gonna
Right.
buy the Blu. Look, I one of the things that I like to buy practical things, right? So like when I buy like a new video game, like a physical copy of a video game, PS2 game or something like that, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I have this physical copy because it's a thing I can do stuff with.
Right.
I don't tend to like just kind of frivolity, but that goes out the window when it comes to these boys. We bought the Season's Greetings, right? The Season's Greetings came with a little tote bag and some pictures and a couple calendars and all this stuff, right? But no CD, no, stuff like that. Like nothing that can do anything, just things you can look at,
Yeah.
I guess you can use the tote bag, but it's a small tote bag. But I fucking love it. Even though it's like not a thing that for other things, like I would not think, like if I love video games, right? Like I wanna have all the RPGs in the world. If they were like, hey, this RPG you love, we got a calendar coming out for it, I'd be like, yeah, I'm good. Like, but Stray Kids, fuck yeah, give me that calendar. 2 calendars, extra good. It has 2 calendars. I'm just saying.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, it's cool, and I know that there's a new like SKZ shop. Like, I think I told you, right, that we ordered some SKZ merch from the concert. Like, you can buy the concert merch ahead of time, because it's gonna be like a pain in the ass to like get it, and it's still not gonna be here till like August. So whatever, we ordered ahead. But they have like a new event going on right now for Korea, where they put out like a bunch of new products, and I was like, I'm probably not gonna buy this stuff. We already bought a bunch of stuff. And then I started looking at the products, and I'm like, oh, they have mouse pads and trash cans. I want a mouse pad and
Wait,
a trash can.
Trash cans?
Yeah, like they have a little desktop trash can, like a little trash can that you can have for your desk. And I want it. And they have these little like coffee cup toppers, that like a little silicone thing that you like put on top of your coffee cup so it doesn't spill and stays warm.
Hey, Anna,
What?
you quiet yourself, okay? My desk is plenty clean right now.
Mine isn't. I've done a bad.
Oh no.
One too many Canada Dries on my Canada Dry does not sponsor this podcast. That is not an endorsement.
Topo Chico does though.
Yeah, well, not anymore. They're owned by Coca-Cola and they way overcharge, so I don't know what to do.
Really?
Yeah, Coca-Cola bought them, and so like I know like that I drink a copious amount, but I've tried to just drink more water. Like at work, right? We're back in the office. When I would go to the cafe and stuff, they have Topos there, and they used to be $1. Like that's how much we would pay for them. It's now $1.75 for a Topo Chico. So like that's too much inflation for me. All right, get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Not to say that I didn't buy one, because I did, but I did not enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, I mean, I don't even think it's official yet if they're going to do a shop that you can order online. As far as I know right now, the only way to get a hold of any of that merch is if you just like have a buyer in Korea who can ship it to you, which sucks. Like I want to buy that stuff, but we'll see how that turns out. That's not guaranteed. So
well,
I don't know.
Maybe our new South Korean listener will join our Discord, regardless of who they may or may not be, and we can make friends with them, and then they can buy us stuff that is exclusive to South Korea.
You heard him, Bang Chun and Felix. Yeah. It's both of them now.
Yeah.
You guys, come on.
Actually, if it is Bangchan or Felix, would you guys, as Stray Kids, like to sponsor the podcast? I feel like having Stray Kids sponsor a podcast about Stray Kids just makes sense, right?
Yeah. In real talk, not sponsorship necessarily, but I have had a lot of thoughts recently about like there's a lot of like stays who make like cool merch. Like they just have their own like Etsy stores and stuff. They make a lot of cool merch, and I've bought a bunch of it, like some stickers, earrings, all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, has anyone put together like just like a list of like, hey, all these people are actual, because like one of the problems is there's like a stay who makes these really cool intricate like designs that they print on shirts and hoodies and stuff, and they have like their own printer for it, and they do a press, and like they make it like good quality. And then somebody like took their design and then just like made their own Etsy shop and like hooked up with like a third party printer to like try and print it, and so they were like, hey, like they like tried to chat them and were like, hey, could you like not do that? And they were like, why don't you fuck off? And it was like really contentious, and I'm just like, I wonder if there's anyone who, because like Stay is pretty close, although we are becoming like such a large fandom at this point that like maybe it's hard to stay that close, but like it would seem reasonable to me if somebody had already done this and said like, okay, here's a list of like people who are legit stays, like people who are fans of Stray Kids that are making like cool nifty gifties
or things.
Yeah, cool content or things. It like, is there just a list of that? I don't know if that exists. And I thought, I've bought merch from like a couple of people that I think are cool, and the stuff that they make is cool, and I like follow them on TikTok, and that's all well and good. And maybe I'll just put up a list somewhere of just like, hey, these are like people that I supported. I think that they made fun, cool Stray Kids stuff, and so if people want to see it, look there, because they're the legit fans. Like following people on Stay TikTok is cool, because like when you find somebody who makes stuff, like that's not all they do. They don't just make videos like promoting their designs. They make videos just being like, man, Changbin is so beautiful. Like, they make like actual stay content, content. So I don't know. It's just something that's been kicking around in my head. Like, is that something that already exists, or is that something like if I start just doing like, hey, these are like creators that I bought from and I like their stuff, is that going to snowball into like, hey, there's like a legit list over here. Get on the legit list.
Right.
I don't know.
That was legitness.
So, yes. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's just something I'd been thinking about. Maybe that'll be something that we'll do.
That's a good idea. I like that. We should do that. We should be the ambassadors for Stay, and we will tell Stay where the good shit is.
Yeah, Stay supporting Stay. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's nice. So
Mhm.
yeah.
We won't even
right.
demand payment. You don't, because that would make it false, right?
Right. Yeah, I don't think that's
To
required at all.
To make our list, you just have to be authentic. In fact, if you try to pay us to be on the list, we're going to tell you to fuck off.
Oh shit, Tom's throwing down the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Unless
it's a lot of money.
If you pay well, yeah. No. I mean, if it's JYP, then
my integrity can be bought.
Jesus Christ.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, I know. Okay, all right. So, I dropped my pen. I left out the whole part that I loved about the sleds before they got to the swords. Was that through every time? So the benefit of being king.
Did we ever get to the swords?
Yeah, I think that I started talking about the swords. Yeah, because I was talking about the balloons. And stuff.
The balloons. Yeah.
Right. So
I don't know. I was just dizzy earlier, so I forgot.
That makes sense. Yeah, apparently you needed to spin back 20 times to go back in time to your previous thought.
Right.
Yeah, that was your mistake.
Anyway, the sleds.
Yeah, so during the sleds, like the benefit that Bangchan got as the king was that he got to pick the order, and like every time, so he was like, all right, the order is definitely going to be different this time. And he was like, so Changbin went first last time, and this time first is going to be Changbin. And he picks Changbin, and he's like, man. and then every time Han volunteered, he was like, all right, Han, you volunteer? And Han's like, yeah, let's go. Let's get it, baby. Yo, the stuff that Han says.
Yeah.
And that sounds like him, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and so every time Bangchan was just like, nope, not Han, somebody else. All the way to the point where he made Felix and Han play rock, paper, scissors, and then when Han won, was like, oh, and that means Felix gets to go. So I thought that was really funny. I didn't want to forget to mention it. It's so good.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah. Felix became the king. They all had to impress him with their adorable or fun, cool fight choreography. I thought this whole thing was fun. However, it seems I know that these are not like super sharp swords. Obviously, these are like prop swords, right? But like, if you smack someone with one, it would probably hurt.
Oh yeah.
And when they were like dizzy running at each other with these swords, I was like, God, like, Lino like has it like held out to his side, ready to swing, and like Sungmin is still over there, and like he's like in range, like get out of the way, somebody tackle him, like I don't know, it was like that for almost every time there. I felt like. Maybe this is just from the camera's perspective. Like there were close calls. Like I feel like people almost got hit with swords repeatedly. So I don't know. That's pretty good. Yeah. Swordsmanship. The ultimate winner was the oldest member of the group, and not the maknae. The maknae Bangchan lost. And the oldest member, IN, won the day in a final duel between the two of them. IN in his first duel did really well also. Like, he ran right up to the balloon, slashed it, and with the first hit, it popped it, which everyone else seemed to have a lot of trouble with. And Bangchan's, like, strategy, I think, is similar to the one that you had suggested, is he's, instead of slashing at it, poking it, because like, it's sharper.
Mm-hmm.
And so he like put his foot down on the balloon and then poked it with the pointy end, and that of course would pop it. But when he went up against Ian just got there slightly faster and was able to get one good slash in. And before Bang Chun was able to get his foot situated on the other one and pop it, like he was beaten. He was destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And then truly, it was Ian on top.
And
we don't know what the benefit is going to be. It was pretty funny. I mean, like with them just like all swearing fealty to Ian. I felt like it's funny and then also makes him really uncomfortable because he is the youngest member and he feels uncomfortable when people like speak up to him, even though they do it all the time as like a gag, a goof. But yeah, it's great. Yeah. I loved it. Anyway, so we've got more of that kind of content coming up on our next episode, where we're gonna continue watching SKZ Code.
Hell yeah!
How you feeling? I mean, it's good. I think it's fun. It's gonna be a good time. Yeah.
It will be.
Or will it?
I mean, I hope so.
It will be.
You gotta go for a good time, not a long time.
That's true. With that said, I think we'll say bye bye everybody.
Yeah, that's a good conclusion to this episode.
Okay, bye bye everybody. Bye bye.
Bye bye.